Hello, and welcome to this episode of the tutorial series on JPAD Modeller. In this video, we will explore how to save our work with JPAD Modeller, and how we can export an aircraft model. As you will see, there are different options and possibilities. First, you must ensure that your aircraft model is updated. If not, you must proceed with a complete update process. Then, to save and export your model, you will have to click on the Save button, located on the left of the top toolbar. Then you can select to save your aircraft model. At this point, a new window will open, with 4 different options. The basic option is to save the aircraft model according to the native JPAD XML file format. You will be redirected to the JPAD Hangar folder, and you will be able to select the name of the aircraft model to be saved. Keep in mind that several XML files will be automatically created, one separate file for each of the aircraft components managed by JPAD Modeller. It is recommended to export the aircraft in the default folder suggested by the software. Another available option is to save the aircraft model in CPAC's format. CPAC stands for Common, Parametric, Aircraft, Configuration Schema. It's a widely used format, especially in EU-funded projects, for the description of aircraft systems. To save your aircraft model in this file format, you will just have to select a folder for the output files. JPAD Modeller will take care of everything else. Keep in mind that a JPAD aircraft exported in CPAC's format can also be loaded again in JPAD Modeller by selecting the CPAC's option in the Load Aircraft menu. One important export feature provided by JPAD Modeller is the possibility to save an aircraft model in the Open VST format. This export option requires the definition of an additional set of input parameters. These include, for the lifting surfaces, the possibility to define the number of cross-sections per panel, the type of root and tip cap, the chordwise tessellation density. Regarding the fuselage, for each of the main trunks, you can assign the number of longitudinal cross-sections, and the number of points discretizing the upper and lower portion of the cross-sections. Moreover, but only for the nose and tail trunks, you can define the normalized cap length with respect to the overall trunk length. The last section of this window dialog allows you to eventually export movables, which are modeled in Open VST as simple flat surfaces. Once that you're done with the Open VST export configuration, you can click on the Export button in the top left corner of the window dialog, and then you will choose the folder where you want to save the results. You can also save your aircraft model in a file format that is readable by Flight Stream, the powerful aerodynamic analysis tool from Research in Flight. As well as for the Open VST file format, you will be provided with the possibility to define many additional input parameters to export your aircraft model to Flight Stream in the most suitable way. These additional input parameters cover all the main aircraft components managed by JPAD Modeller. For the fuselage, you can customize the number of points discretizing the cross-sections, as well as the number of cross-sections for the 3 main trunks. Moreover, by checking the user-defined mesh, growth type, and curvature refinement boxes, you can customize the mesh-related parameters, in terms of mesh density along the axial and the azimuthal directions, as well as in the orthogonal direction with respect to the fuselage surface. Or, you can eventually set automatic or default values, if you wish. For all the lifting surfaces, if your airfoils have open trailing edges, you have the option to keep them open, or to close them. You can also define mesh-related parameters adjusting the mesh density chordwise, spanwise, and orthogonally with respect to the lifting surfaces. For the power plant, you have the option to export nacelles and pylons, to add a solid cylinder inside of ducted nacelles, and to refine the mesh according to the same options already mentioned for the fuselage. A great feature of JPAD Modeller is that all movables, such as control and high lift devices, can be exported to Flight Stream, keeping their high-definition geometries. For each movable, you can choose whether to export it or not. You can also adjust their characteristics, in terms of hinge positioning and deflection angle. You can also assign some mesh-related parameters, improving the quality of the mesh along the span, and the chords. Finally, you can also export your aircraft CAD model in several file formats. 4 file formats can be selected: STEP, BREP, IGES, and STL. Once you have selected your file format, JPAD Modeller will ask you where to save your CAD, to proceed with the exporting process. We hope you enjoyed this tutorial. This video closes the series on JPAD Modeller's Input Manager. See you soon.